What do we need? We need some water. Let's go get some water. Oh, I missed you. Get water in my Hello Kitty cup. It's good to be back home again. Oh my goodness. It's been a long trip. What are you doing over there? Why are you running away from me? You stay with me now. Stop being a weirdo. Stop being a weirdo. Let me get a couple of these lanzones. Put them in here. Oh, who we got showing up here? Hold on, let me just set that back down. Hey, Chick Little Cherry. Hey, David Jessup. Chief Pounder Hard. Glad you made it safe. Thank you. Hey, Bill. I need to wash these things off. Y'all say good morning to each other. Hit that like thing. I'm gonna wash off these. I am glad to be home. You have no idea. Don't get me wrong. I love visiting with James and Karen and Michael. And I was thinking when I was in the shower, I'm going to tell you everything I was thinking when I was in the shower. But one thing I was thinking is, like, I used to make fun of, women that, like, packed all kinds of stuff to go on a trip. Because I always thought, that's pointless. It's like anything that, I may need, I'll just get on my trip. Yeah, in the Philippines, that's not the case. Like, so, because I didn't bring shaving cream with me, I didn't bring, I'm a diva, I don't care. My ball trimmer, didn't need that. That was okay, I could do without that. But I was getting a little furry, not gonna lie. What did I forget? Anyway, I had a good shower. Back to feeling fresh. After like a 24-hour travel night, well, it wasn't a nightmare, but it was just long and exhausting. I was thinking I'm gonna do what's up, Bama? I was thinking I was gonna do eventually I'm gonna do a video about like budget traveling in the Philippines, like the whole row system, because like I didn't have a clue before I started this whole journey, and honestly there's a lot of things I still didn't have a clue, but I figured out few things along the way, and so I might make a video and like share some information that people might be interested to know at some point. It may be a long time before I ever do that again. I mean, there's reasons to do it, I guess. But I don't really think economically is one of them. Unless you're just okay with being comfortable or uncomfortable. I was telling someone, I was like, I got on a plane in Manila, and I was in Iloilo in like hour and 20 minutes, and it only cost me like $40. Of course, I planned ahead then, but the point is, me personally, I'm not much of a traveler. I'm a destination person. I like to get where I'm going and then spend as much time as I possibly can there. But the journey is half the fun crowd. I'm not one of you. The journey is not half the fun. The destination is all the fun. You have all the fun once you get where you're going. To me, traveling is just something you got to get to where you want to be. Let y'all catch up while I'm eating my Lanzones. Saints hat, but San Francisco background. Go Niners. Yeah, this was up here when I got here. I don't mind the 49ers. Like I said, back in the day when the Saints and the 49ers were in the NFC West, before there was a NFC North and South, or then I might have had a problem with the 49ers. But now, I don't mind the 49ers. Hello, HD. What's going on, HD? Josh Willis said, find the nearest hammock. Yeah, see, I don't need a hammock now. Even though I was thinking earlier when I was sitting here by the window, I was looking around trying to figure out where could I hang a hammock in this condo? Because I do like a hammock. And not having coffee right now. Just water in a Hello Kitty cup. Oh, I hear the weed eater people out here. They're cutting down. Oh, wait, hey, stop being weird. Turn back around here. Let me do the controls. You stop trying to. Got my man down there. That whole big field. Look. There he is. He's just down there with a weed eater, cutting all of it. Normally, he's got two or three guys that help him out, but I think they're just about got done. They must have been doing it over the past couple days. They got all that over there done. And he got this little patch here and look like a little patch over here to finish up. But yeah, that's how they do it. They just down there, that whole big ass field with weed eaters. Let's see, pool. I haven't been to the pool yet. I may need to go to the pool one day. Since I've been here, I have yet to go to the pool. Not one time. I don't know. It's just, I know when I lived in a different condo here, and down there a little further, it was the Ayala condo, and I went to the pool there. It's too damn cold. It's only like, less than 80 degrees outside, so the pool was not 80 degrees. Anyway, yeah, it's just too cold to go to the pool. Let's see where. Hey, she said no lawnmowers. Yeah, no, and honestly, what do I got, like a hair or something sticking out of my glasses? Honestly, I think it's an economical thing. I think it's cheaper to pay these guys to go out there with weed eaters than it is to buy a riding lawnmower. If they've got a riding lawnmower, they could get a riding lawnmower. But, it's cheaper just to pay the guys to, stand down there for hours and hours with weed eaters. Welcome back home, Ray. Thank you, Lily. I am glad to be back home. Like I said, there's nothing but good things to say about my awesome hosts, gracious hosts. It was a great trip. Glad I went. I will do it again. But I was ready for some lay back, chill out, not do a damn thing kind of time here at the home base. HD. Oh. You can't make lines to make the lawn pretty. Yeah, normally within like a Even after they weed eat it, like after a day, it's like all even and um, like looks nice. How much do you think he earns a day? I think like 500 or 560 uh, peso for 8 hours. So not a lot because Tagaytay is on Providence wages. Look at David Jessup. I like to have fun all the way through traveling and the destination. People think I am nuts when I'm traveling. Yeah, I could see that, David, and I would normally kind of be that way, but I was on my last legs. I had no more party in me. I gave it all up. Or not gave it up, but gave it my all while I was there. Uh, HD, wear plenty of sunscreen. The sun hits differently there. Yeah, I imagine it would, but I haven't gotten I haven't got sunburn at all, except a little bit when we were on the Bonka boat and I had my legs hanging over the side and like the top of my feet got a little scorched, but it wasn't that bad. And the little gorilla, Martin. Hey Ray, how was your trip home? It was long, Martin. It was pretty much 24 hours of traveling. 24 hours. I was on the bus for like 8 hours. If you count whenever I left, well, no, because I did sleep between then. It was long. HD says cheaper equipment to maintain and replace. The person who owns the equipment will not have to worry about the equipment. Yeah, uh, we need to buy the weed eater guys a coffee. Yeah, I uh, I need to do that next time because I think he's going to be done here pretty soon. But that's a good idea. I think next time I see when they start doing the weed eating, I'm gonna figure something out where I can like I'll make like a little snack bag or something and with like like some cold bottled water bring down to the weed eater guys. I did. I have a couple times whenever like I'll leave like early in the morning and go to 7-Eleven. Or when I used before I had my Keurig, the security guard probably hates that I got a Keurig now because I used to go to 7-Eleven, get a donut and a coffee, and I would normally get an extra coffee and donut for the security guard, at my building, and like I'd go get a donut and coffee and bring him a donut and coffee. Lily said, "How's your out of town vacation?" It was awesome, Lily. Like, I had an amazing time. I got some lanzones. I'm not gonna say it's the highlight of my trip, but I really do like lanzones. But uh, it was long, fulfilling. Like I said, I'll definitely do it again. I don't regret going at all. I had an amazing time. Everybody was great. Michael was great. James and Karen was great. Mike, Mike and Kat, Gino and Dazel, Scuba Steve, David Woolsey. Who else did I meet? I met so many people. I think who else did I meet? Everybody. Charm. Everybody I met was great. I know there was a lot of people I met. I have no clue because I was half drunk. Sometimes I was more than half drunk. When I met them, there was a party at the beach uh, apartment or beach hotel that I was staying at in Rojas. I invited myself to a private party, ate chicken feet, drank whatever they poured in my glass. I don't know what it was, but we was drinking it, and I don't know, just had an awesome time. Let's say good. Don't eat too much lanzone. It's high in natural sugar. Len said hi. Hey Ray, what you eating? Lanzones. I only got four here, Lily. I'm gonna limit myself to four. Lily said it's okay as long as you enjoyed your part. Oh yeah, it was a you know like I said, I had an amazing time. Um, I don't want to say I came out of my shell because like I've never really been in my shell, but I believe I was a little bit further out of my shell than just my normal out of shell. Martin said, going to be heading over in a few months for a couple weeks, hoping to get to Tagaytay to check it out. It's the only place my wife and I agree on. That's awesome, Martin. Come on. You know, uh, I'm showing around a couple from Texas that's coming next month, and you can definitely come over too. Like, it don't cost anything. You just, you know, tell me where you want to see, and I'll go with you, and we'll hang out. HD said, I ate the whole thing, seeds and all, minus the skin. Yeah, I can eat the seeds, but I mean the seeds, and I sometimes I like the little seeds, but these are like I eat the little seeds, but when they're like these big green things, like I don't want to crunch those up. But the little when they have the little bitty tiny seeds, and they're like they got like a little bit of bitterness, I don't mind the seeds. Uh, Austin, are you Hydra? Um, like in the Marvel universe, Hydra, like the, or is that no way? Is that GI Joe? Hail Hydra, or is it both? Is GI Joe Marvel? Maybe. I don't know. I'm a nerd. I should know that. Resting now from hang. I don't have a hang. I haven't had a hangover. Well, maybe one time this whole trip. I didn't really chew on it. Oh, okay. You swallow it whole. Okay. See, these are like some bigger seeds. I wouldn't want to swallow that. Let's see. Martin said, I might live dangerously and rent a bike in Manila and drive up. I'm not a bus guy. Um, that's cool. And like it's not that bad or like, you know, if you want to ride a bike, I wouldn't. Just me personally, because then I'd have to, you know, depending on where I'm staying, have to worry about, you know, finding a place to park the bike and pay for parking and all that. Like the bus ride from Manila really isn't that bad. Um, from Manila to Tagaytay, it's, you know, maybe like 2.5 hours or something like that. Um, GI Joe is not Marvel. So is GI Joe DC? Who did? Okay. Okay, HD. But yeah, the bus ride's not that bad, Mark. Okay, so HD, uh, Hydra's from Marlboro, Captain America. Yeah. Okay, so what is the organization in GI Joe? I thought that was Hydra too. So I thought it was like a shared universe or something. Don't eat a lot of the seeds though. It's used to treat worms. Okay. Well, I'm not eating any of the seeds because they're like I said, they're these big ones. Cobra. Okay. Yeah, I didn't watch a lot of GI Joe. I don't. I thought there was overlap. Welcome home, Ray. Thank you, Fortune. I'm glad to be here. I am on my last little piece here. Y'all stop. I'll stop subjecting y'all to me sucking on Lanzones. Reptile so easy to confuse Hydra with Cobra. Yeah, and like I said, you know I didn't know. So back to my other question. So which is GI Joe DC? Like what comic book company put out GI Joe, or was it? Wait, I don't know. Like I said, GI Joe also has the guy named Snake Eyes. Mattel had their own comic book line. I thought someone might have licensed, kind of like Star Wars. Star Wars was Marvel. Marvel licensed Star Wars and made Star Wars comic books. Um, but so I didn't know if, you know, same thing. It's just like, uh, anyway. Yeah, I was never really into GI Joe. Toys GI Joe would be the same as Barbie. Uh, Morning, Kuya Ray. Morning, Pogie. Yeah, see, um, when I was a kid, I read pretty much three different comic books. My go-to comic books was Conan the Barbarian. I used to read Conan the Barbarian comic books. Thor was my guy, and then my all-time favorite superhero was Daredevil. Love me some Daredevil. I always say, like, Daredevil is Batman if Batman was blind and broke. Like, Batman ain't got shit on Daredevil. He's he's got all that money and he can see. Daredevil's doing it all blind with no money. Poggy said, "You're back home." Yep. How's the vacation in Ilo? Well, I mean, I was only in Iloilo for maybe like a day. From there, I went to Ackland and up in that area, and then down to Rojas, then over to uh, Masbate, and then back from Masbate, and then all over I've been all over Panay Island now because I got on that bus and like we basically went everywhere around the coastline, in the mountains, back around, then all the way to the other tip. It's just like the most circuitous route that you could possibly take to get from one point to the other point. Uh, Bogey, I'm sure you miss the routine of daily life in Tagay. I absolutely did. Uh, Conan was part of Titan Comics. Originally, or like I could have sworn he was. I don't know. I know I read him back in like the early '80s. Um, before the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, I was reading Conan and Thor and Daredevil, and I'm still mad at my second ex-wife. Like I had a big box of comic books from like the mid '70s to early '80s, like the original like Wolverine miniseries, and I don't know. I had a bunch of like really cool comics. And how's it feeling as Province man? Well, it feels pretty good. It's good to be back. Christy said, "Hey Ray, hey Christy." Conan was originally Marvel. Conan. Okay. Yeah. See, because I remember whenever like I had old Conan comic books, and I was pretty sure they're Marvel because like all of my comics were pretty much Marvel. I didn't do DC. It's to me it's it's the same as are you a Star Wars guy or are you a Star Trek guy? Most people normally aren't both. So you're either Marvel or you're DC. Kuya Ray Calbo. Absolutely. It probably needs another trim. Now that I'm back home. Goes Marvel, Dark Horse, Marvel, Titan. Okay. Thank you for going home safely. Well, I'm glad I got here safely. Josh said, Playboy or Penthouse? I don't know. I was a hustler guy myself. I just read it for the politics. Yeah, Larry Flint was a character. But yeah, I read another. Wait, I don't know if he was Marvel or not. I remember there was HC left. I can't remember what it was his name. It was like a what? Oh, Warlord was the name of the comic book. I think that was Warlord, and he was like it was like a fantasy type world, but he had a pistol. It was it's like I could in like medieval times or whatever, I probably could have been pretty much a badass if I would have had a pistol. H.E. said, I went with Maxim when it first came out. As I've read Maxim. I mean, all of those magazines before they had. I mean, I wasn't really a men's health kind of guy, but if it was in front of me, I'd read it. And I liked reading like the articles and Maxim stuff about stuff that about being a dude. I used to always like in those magazines, like they'd have the little inserts where you pull back that had the different cologne. They're trying to push men's cologne on you. Smell the different colognes. I like colognes. I'm a cologne guy. I normally like to have an assortment. What part of the Philippines are you? I'm in Tagaytay. Back in Tagaytay. I've been on a trip all over Panay Island, Masbates, and then back to Tagaytay. It had jokes. Yeah, I mean, all of those magazines had jokes, and some of them were pretty good. Like, you know, the Hustler had good jokes. It was a men's lifestyle. It had guy jokes in there. Absolutely, yeah. And see, that's the thing. Like, you know, to me, it's, you know, never about like looking at naked girls. It's, I don't know. It's, don't get me wrong. Like the female body is beautiful, but like, I'm there for the content. You know, the guy died next to the volcano in the lake. Josh, yeah, absolutely. That's on the other side of my condo. I'll have to one day. I'm gonna go over there and do more like scenic shots put together into a video about my surrounding area. I did the walk around like in the green area back here behind my condo, but on the other side of the condo, it overlooks the lake, and I'm sure the rent's probably higher on that side. So I'm cheap. I'll just go downstairs, walk across the street, and go look at it. Simon said, "Good to be home. Must be exhausted after all that partying and traveling." Eh? You know it, Simon. It was. Especially this last trip, it was like 24 hours, and wherever, like whenever I bought my ticket, I didn't know shit about traveling, so I bought my ticket, and then like the lady on the ferry was like, you know, looking at people's ticket, telling them where to go, and she sent me like up to the top deck, and I think that's supposed to be like a more exclusive area, but because it's got kind of chairs. They're supposed to kind of lounge, but none of them really lounge. And it's like, I can't really sleep sitting up. But I think that was supposedly like the more premier area. But I ended up going down and looking around like the main area with all the bunks. And finally I found like an empty bunk, and I just climbed up there and crashed out for a few hours because I was tired. Anthony Robinson was thinking of retiring there. How long have you been there? About a year. I'm going on a year, Anthony. I love it here. I would recommend it to anybody. You know, it's to me, it's a nice, relaxed home base. Like, and if you can find it, like me, I found a place that was cheap enough. Like I could pay all my bills, lock the door, you know, unplug everything, and just take off I was gone at least 3 weeks. You know, didn't have any concern about my condo because there's security at the door, and my door is locked, and, you know, what's going to happen? And so it gave me like stress-free traveling, just go wherever, do whatever, and then, you know, come back home and recuperate, relax, chill out for a while, and then I'll be ready to go again. Rooftop balcony. No, it wasn't. It wasn't on the balcony. It was on the third deck of the ferry, and it was just like, you know, pretty good sized room, and it had kind of like theater chairs and like one TV, and then like a private, not private, but a, you know, men and women CR in that room, but you're only sharing it with, you know, like 20 some odd people instead of, you know, 50 or 60 or whatever in each little berthing bed kind of open area. So I think it's supposed to be more exclusive, but like if I was choosing my ticket, especially if it was cheaper, I would just choose the general admission, like assign me like a bunk with everybody else, and, you know, be part of the barracks down below. Josh Wilson, looks like you live on a top floor, but I'd hate to ride an elevator and have a brownout and hit. Well, here they have got a generator. Uh, like, since I've lived here, I've only had a brownout like twice, and they were all short. Like, I never experienced a brownout like more than an hour. But when they have brownout, then they'll turn the generator on and it'll power the whole building. Like I flip a switch in my condo and I've got power in my outlets. I can watch TV. So like it's brownouts don't affect me. Hillbilly, hey Hillbilly, how you doing? HD, do you just kick back and chill, or do you also play games like chess, read books, or just watch some YouTube videos? HD, most of the time, like here lately, like YouTube consumes me. I'm either like researching, making content, or watching other creators to give them support because they give me support. So I watch other people's channels to, help support them because they do the same to me. They support my channel, and I don't take that for granted. If someone gives me their time, I'm going to give them my time. And so, like, I've got subscriptions to HBO and Disney and Hulu and Prime, and I think I let Netflix go. I didn't sign back up to Netflix. But the thing is, I don't watch any of them. I haven't watched like TV in a while, and like I need to cancel everything except for Prime, because I'll keep Prime because normally once a month I'll order something from Amazon. Like they have items that are like free shipping to the Philippines if you buy over like $50. So I'll get, like, this last time I got like a 3-pack of like big things of body wash and the kind of deodorant that I like. I got like a 6-pack of like underarm deodorant, because there's things like sometimes you just can't find. I bought razor blades, like the Gillette Fusion. Those are expensive, but I bought like a ream of razor blades because I got sensitive skin, and I like the Fusion blades. And I tried ordering from Lazada, and they ended up being some kind of Chinese brand, and they look like it, but the actual Fusion razor, like, it won't click into it to hold the. Anyway, some Chinese crap. So anyway, I said, screw that. I'm just gonna buy the name brand good razors, and they last for a while anyway. Hillbilly says, I'm in southern Luzon. I'll be back in the Philippines the end of November. You're welcome to come visit. Okay. End of November. All right. I should be done with my next round of traveling by then. But southern Luzon, so like towards Bicol or towards like Batangas? HD, that's a lot of subscription to not watch anything. Cancel those leech subscriptions. Yeah, I'm going to. I'm bad about forgetting. Like, I'll there'll be like a series I want to watch, and I'll binge it and watch it all, and I mean to like cancel it after I watch, like on HBO, like Game of Thrones, and then they came out with the what is it, House of Dragons series, and I think I've caught up on all that. But they but then I forget to unsubscribe, and then I don't watch anything. Like they've got good shows, and I enjoy watching it when I watch it, but I don't watch it enough to like, I don't think I would miss it if I got rid of all my subscriptions. Yes, Bicol around the Mayon volcano. Okay. Yeah, I plan on going down to Bicol. There was somebody else down in that area I was going to visit too. So I'll definitely make a trip down there. Amazon went downhill when they let those cheap Chinese knockoff products. Yeah, and I'm like, I'm a big reviews guy. Like, I review everything. But mostly I just buy, name brand stuff. Like, if I'm shopping on Amazon, it's because there's something specific that I want. I wish I could get food items from Amazon, but you can't really get food items over in the Philippines. Or I would have been ordering Miracle Whip. I love Miracle Whip. I brought 2 big jars back with me. Get into the storefront. Josh Wilson, you didn't get hooked on Peppa Pig recently? No, I stayed outside most of the time. Like, MJ was always watching Peppa Pig, and the other day, like, we were trying to get set up for karaoke and party and all that, and I'm waiting for Michael to come out because I don't know how to set up the speaker with Bluetooth and TV and do all that. I go in, Michael's sitting down eating a hot dog watching Peppa Pig. I said, what kind of bullshit is this? I said, we're supposed to be getting ready for a party. He's in there eating a hot dog watching Peppa Pig. If I would have known that, I would have just stayed in the hammock until you were ready. Let's see, is this thing on follow still? No, I'll put that back on follow. Yeah, let's see. Hillbilly said, I wish the Philippines would legalize cannabis like Thailand. They're losing a lot of tourist revenue. Yeah, and I've always said, like, I'm 150% for legalization. It's just not for me. And it's not because I have anything against it. It just, like, it doesn't affect me well. Anytime there's 2 flavors of weed, basically, as far as I know. I'm not an expert. But it's like indica and sativa. Whenever I smoke any kind of sativa strain, like, I get all flushed red in the face and I feel like I have to poop. I have no idea why, but it makes me, even if I don't have to poop, like, I'll be sitting on the toilet high as shit thinking any minute I gotta poop. That's no fun. That's not a fun high. And then with indica, I can see how it could be useful to people, but whenever, it's like, I've tried that, like, I just passed out sleeping. They call it like in the couch or something, because it's like, you just can't move. You just, boom, there. And that's not really fun for me either, so, I don't know. It just, like, I like whiskey. The way I just said that, I like whiskey. I feel like that little kid on YouTube. And I like turtles. I like turtles. No fun, maybe a hybrid. If you still have Hulu subscription, watch the show Shogun. Did I start watching that? Did I watch that? No, I'm thinking of. Have you seen the series? Wait, that might be on Netflix. I watched it before I canceled Netflix. It was Into the Badlands. That was a good series, but I don't know if I watched the Shogun series, but I'll watch it. I'll watch it. I could probably I don't know how many episodes there are, how many seasons, but I could probably do it in 2 to 3 days. Because like when I binge watch, it's just a constant running hillbilly. I like to drink my bourbon. Also, I come from Kentucky. We have some pretty good bourbon. Yeah, I like bourbon okay, but I'm more of a whiskey, uh, like I like Scotch, to be perfectly honest. But I do like some other high end whiskeys that's not Scotch. But bourbon is always, it seemed like just a little bit sweet for me. Because like I don't even like whiskey with Coke unless it's like cheap whiskey. Cheap, like I say cheap, but like a Canadian whiskey. I'll drink Canadian whiskey with a soda. But like normally I like a really good whiskey to sip on and then drink water. Uh, let's see. Josh said Warrior was good, Chinese and Old West. Was that on Hulu too? Like, I might have to keep my Disney because, like, I've got like a bundle with Disney that's got, Disney and HBO and Hulu all in the bundle. The show I'm watching right now is Chief of War on Apple. Okay, I just got Apple because I got like with my iPhone, I had like a 3 month free subscription, and I just recently went ahead and accepted it. I wasn't going to, but I was watching the morning show. I started watching the morning show with Steve Carell and Jennifer Aniston and Legally Blonde, Reese Witherspoon, the guy from Office Space. I can't think of his name, but anyway, that's been a pretty good show. A lot of talent on that show. Josh Washington said, think Netflix. You're talking about Into the Badlands? I think that was definitely on Netflix. Get an Amazon Fire Stick and watch YouTube to jailbreak. I do have a Fire Stick, and like I keep saying I'm gonna do that and pay whatever but I just haven't. And the thing is, like I said, I don't watch TV enough to do it. I chase my bourbon with Budweiser. Let's see. Okay, that's okay, I guess. It's like what beer and then whiskey is mighty risky, but whiskey and beer, you're in the clear. Isn't that how that saying goes? So you can drink whiskey and then switch up to beer and you're okay. But I've never been like a big beer drinker. I know it, like watching me over the past week or so, it seems like, I'm all about beer. But normally beer makes me bloated and have to pee. And again, that's no fun. Like I like to dance, have a good time. Scuba Steve said, hey brother Scuba Steve. HD said, the morning show is #1 right now on Apple. If you want some action along with the drama, Chief of War is worth it. I'll put that, I'm putting that in my mental list. Shogun, Chief of War, and what was the other one somebody said? Oh, Warrior. It's part historical. Okay, I like shows like that. Like, have you seen the, on Amazon Prime, the House of David series where it's like it's kind of like the story of King David from the time he was like a shepherd and killed Goliath and all that, but it's done with like a Game of Thrones type budget. So it's like high end budget for that story. And it's been pretty good. I'm waiting for like season 2 to come out. Josh said I watched House of David. Yeah, it was good. I thought it was good, and like I said, I'm looking forward to like the next season that come out. Like it's good stuff. biblical. Yeah, it's, but uh, even if you're not religious, it's like historical biblical. It's not. It's not. Biblical where it's you know trying to push any kind of religion. Just that's all in context of the history, and so it it appeals to a wider audience, which I guess is good for them. Like, there's you know there's no reason to, for me, like, people avoid like like uh, biblical stories. It's part of history. It's just that's what was happening. What's your favorite book of the Bible? Um, let's see. It would probably be uh, New Testament, the Book of John, and then Old Testament would probably be see, Joshua Judges Ruth, first and second. Man, I would say, wait, I'm frozen. Hold on, I'm frozen. Um, like pretty much all of the books that have David in. I like Song of Solomon for the poetical aspect of it, but uh, yeah, I like Judges. I like um, just that whole period surrounding David, because like I it makes me feel good about God, or about me and my relationship with God, when it says that David was a man after God's own heart. You know, jumping, singing, enjoying music, all that. So he was a man after God's own heart, but like he committed adultery and got a woman's husband killed, like to sleep with his wife, and not a great guy from that aspect, but still, a favorite of God. So, if it could say that he was a man after God's own heart and be basically that much of a sinner, then like that gives me hope. It's like I'm not that bad. So, if all that makes sense. Uh, they made some good movies from the Bible. Absolutely, there's Ben-Hur, greatest story ever told. Uh, Moses, wait, was it Moses? No, the Ten Commandments was the Moses story. Uh, I wasn't a huge fan of like the newer Noah movie with who was that? Russell? No, it was Gerard Butler or Russell Crowe. I get those two. I think it might have been Russell Crowe. Ray turned to salt. Oh, that was from the Pillar of Salt, looking back on Sodom and Gomorrah. That was Lot's wife turned into a pillar of salt. What was Lot's wife's name? That's gonna bug me now. Normally things like that would just pop up. The animated movie, The Prince of Egypt, is still pretty good to watch. Yeah, that was a good movie. The Prince of Egypt is the animated form of the Ten Commandments. Yeah. Oh, salt when your video froze. Okay, I get it now. I turned into a pillar of salt, or the what is it, the trolls from uh, the Hobbit, when daylight hit them and they're, oh. Yeah, I'm a nerd. I'm not gonna lie. All right, we're gonna shoot for like an hour. Why are you being so slow to follow me today? But yeah, I figured I'd go ahead like do a live stream. I'm not necessarily anxious, but like now that I'm close, like I need to get to 3,000 watch hours. I'm at like 2,920. I was like, well, yeah, I need to start doing some stuff and get over the edge. He was, he was also making a reference to Lot's wife. Yeah, it was a double entendre. Sula, hi Ray, I missed you. How are you? I'm doing good, Sula. Why'd you miss me? I wasn't. Maybe I wasn't putting out content as often when, like, I was, on my trip. But I, I still put out content. I didn't have as much, like, quiet, not doing a lot of stuff kind of time to just like sit and talk. Like there's always something else going on. And nothing wrong with that. Like I enjoy something else going on. But you didn't have to miss me. You could have tuned in at any time. I'm always here for you. Sula, I bet you were around, but I wasn't online, so it's me, not you. Okay, that's all right. I've heard that a lot from women. It's not you, it's me. Yeah, I get it. I've heard that line before. It's not you, it's me. Just trying to let me down gently. I need to figure. I gotta do some like neck exercises because like this loose neck situation. Like I had to do something about that. I was thinking I get one of those, those butterfly hair clips, clip on the back of my neck to hold everything tight back here. What do you think? Sula, last time I saw you, you were singing karaoke and belting out the tune. Well, that wasn't that long ago. I'm finally kind of getting my voice back. I was super hoarse for days, and then like after being hoarse from karaoke, then I got some kind of allergy thing going on, and I was full of phlegm and congested, and so that didn't help with my voice. The weed eater has a bottomless gas tank. Yeah, he's still getting it down there. Michael C. said, "Hey Ray, good morning. We just left to Gaitai. Great to catch you live." Oh, that's awesome. I hate that I missed you. Hopefully I say where are they at? Where is he at now? I can't see him. Oh, he's behind that tree. Wait, stop moving. Get back over here. Stop being weird. Come here. Focus. Yeah, he's down there. He's down there behind that tree. I was thinking when one day when we were out, like James from James and Karen, he was talking about when we were in Miss Body's city, he had like some little small evergreens, and he was amazed at that. And I was thinking, yeah, that's nothing here. Like that's everywhere. As pretty much like we don't have up here. You hardly see like coconut trees or palm trees. Like it's all evergreen, and I don't know what these I wonder if these are mango trees. I don't think they're mango trees. They wouldn't plant mango trees because someone would have to always be picking up mangoes. So I'll have to figure out what kind of trees these big trees here are. But I like them. They're very green, like all the time. You can see off in the distance. And then I don't know what. Wait, let me see if I can focus in over here. don't know what this mountain over there is. I'll have to look that up. You can barely see like the outline of it. It goes up right here. It's kind of hazy. There's another one over here. When it's clear, you can see like all like the mountains over on that side. But man, we had when I was on that bus, I took some video of it. I'll be putting together kind of like a coming home montage where like I took little like snippets of video from like the different parts of my trip, and I'll put them all together. But man, we were on that bus, and I told James and Karen about it. This area, I said, "Have you ever been to this area?" And I can't think of the name of it right at the moment. But man, that road, it was, and I told him he should motovlog there because the road was like really wide, good, smooth road, and it just like the whole time it was just turn like all the way up the mountain, and like the views were awesome. And that would be a good place for him to do, like he likes to do moto vlogging. And there was barely any traffic. It was just like wide open road. Sula, it's 4:45 a.m. here. I got up to make a cup of tea. Okay. It looks lovely there, Ray. Wow. Yeah, I really like it. It's really, it's maybe it's the Ireland of the Philippines. It's very green here. The emerald, my emerald landscape. Sula said, "I wonder can people jog and do laps in that grass zone?" Yeah. Look, let me go back. Can you use the swimming pool? Yeah, absolutely. I was saying earlier, we live in Trace. Michael C said we live in Trace. Mark Terrell. Okay, yeah, we're gonna run into each other, Michael, for sure. But yeah, Sula, you can. I can use the swimming pool. I was saying earlier, like I never do, because the weather, it's so cool that wait, am I still zoomed in? But the weather is wait the weather's so cool that like it's not really hot enough for me to get in the swimming pool. Like I would just shiver, and then I might go now. I think they've got they got a swimming pool inside. I might go to that one, but it was only recently that they reopened that swimming pool. But what was the other question? Oh, can people jog? Yeah. I don't know if you can see. Let me see. But there's like a path that goes all the way around, and there's people that jog there like all the time. You see the sidewalk that goes around that green area, like it. And I go down there sometimes and walk it, but you can walk the sidewalk all the way down there, then back around, and back this way, come back around, walk the whole triangle. And it's a nice walk. It's gives me some exercise. Cody said nice weather. Absolutely. It's I saw earlier, I think it was earlier, it was like 76 degrees, 75. What is that in Fahrenheit? I don't know. Dream in future said, "Hey, Lynn." Josh said, "It doesn't even look real. Zoomed in to the pool, looks AI generated, everything too perfect. Yeah, it's like it's beautiful over like the clubhouse. Everything's well maintained. Uh, Even if it takes a guy all day with a weed eater, like everything is kept really nice. Like I definitely recommend this condo complex, the SMDC Win. uh, so they said, "Oh yes, I see the pathway now. That's great." Yeah, it's nice to go walk around there. Lives with Ray, sunny day there. Yeah, it was like whenever I was coming home this morning, when I was first getting here, it was misty. Like I looked over to look at the tall lake and volcano, but it was foggy over that way. But it's probably cleared up now. So was at John's. That's because they keep it maintained and looked after. It looks great. Yeah, they do a really good job here. Um, and it's Lynn, you're saying it's sunny, but let me turn that off. But I can see like look the clouds starting to get some dark clouds like in there, like it might have a little bit of rain. We'll see. Because normally, like up here, like it's, you're talking about, see, it's kind of grayish. But, Josh was saying it looks like AI generated. And like normally the sky is like super blue with like white fluffy clouds. Um, they make me happy. The white fluffy clouds make me happy. I go down there and walk. Um, are there a lot of different nationalities in your building? And is an apartment a condo? Never did know what a condo meant exactly. Uh, there's not really a lot of difference between the two because I think there's a, a lot of uh, a lot of places that like basically consider apartments or a flat, the same as a condo. Like a condominium is a building where it has individual owners and they all pay for the upkeep of the condo. Uh, but they own their own condo. Whereas normally apartments are like owned by the building, the person that owns the whole building, and is rented out, to each person. And but like I said, there's some places they like sell apartments, but to me that would just be like turning an apartment building into a condo, in my opinion. But to me, a condo is like a small apartment basically that you own. An apartment is rent only. Even though I don't own this condo, I rent it. But someone, I pay rent to the owner of the condo. Uh, and there a lot of different nationalities in your building? Um, on the weekends, we get like people come over here to visit. Mostly the people that come over here to visit is from like South Korea, and then we get U.S. But honestly, there aren't a lot of people in my building. Uh, it's I'm trying to think how to describe it. Like during the week, my building is fairly empty. Like I'm never having to wait for an elevator or do anything because nobody's here. But then on the weekends, like all of these condos are Airbnb'd and people will come in And that's how the owners of these, like, they make money from the Airbnb, you know, for the staycations. But then once the weekend's over, and I say I love it all the time, it's like, you know, I got the whole place to myself, pretty much. It's quiet. I do what I want because ain't no one here. I was saying, I can go over to, across the street to like a really nice restaurant that, has the, like, sitting at a table outside with the tall lake view and have a meal, and a lot of times I'm the only somebody there. So it's like I'm a VIP. It's like they, opened up the restaurant just for me, kind of thing. It's I know it's silly, but that's the way I feel sometimes when I go to some of these restaurants and I'm like the only person at, what would, especially like in the US, like you'd pay an arm and a leg to eat at a restaurant like that, with that, like, overlooking that view, and that level of like the food at these places across the street that I've tried has been really good, and they're built for tourists, and it's it's pricey, especially for being in the Philippines, but it's like eating at an average restaurant in the U.S. Like the price you would pay at like a, I don't know, like a Applebee's or something like that, that type of price, but you're getting the experience of like a, a Ruth Chris steakhouse on, on this amazing view, if that makes sense. Wait. Hillbilly said, "Are you affected by the recent typhoon?" I haven't been. Everybody was worried about me coming back. We were supposed to be heading in the same direction, but like the whole ferry ride over was calm. It was pretty much smooth seas. Got here, like there hasn't been a drop of rain, and I kept waiting for it to come in, but now like I'm up on top of the mountain, so up here we're pretty much typhoon proof. Lynn said, "Ray, my sister of my father living in Legazpi, Outback." My sister. Okay, so your aunt, my sister of my father. So your aunt is living in Legazpi. Okay. Sula, thanks for explaining that. Now I understand. Okay. Hey, Weena Jumps. How's the jump roping going? Sula at Dream, your stepsister? No, it's like my sister of my father. I'm thinking she's saying her aunt. Sula. Lynn's, most people in Tagaytay is local, not a lot of other nationality. Yeah, it's mostly tourists. I have run into, like some other Americans and British guy. I think the British guy was just visiting though. And there is like a small expat group that meets for coffee, and I haven't went there in a while. I need to catch back up with some of those guys eventually. But you meet, run into the occasional foreigner, but it's not like it's all the time. Like there's not a huge. Most of the expats, I think, live like down valley, where it's a little bit cheaper, like in Laguna and Santa Rosa and parts of mine went blank. But anyway, down there between here and Manila, like it's a little more like suburby, I guess you could say. They've got malls and stuff. Like there's like the malls here, like they're not big malls. This is more of a province, and it's built up for tourism. Like there's a lot of restaurants in Tagaytay. So and the prices are actually a little bit, even especially for food, is a little more expensive in Tagaytay. I think I got lucky with my rent and my bills for my condo. I'm very happy. Um, but yeah, there are some higher prices because it's a tourist area. But it's not terrible. Weena said, "Good morning, host." Good morning, Weena. Uh, it's nice. There's no loud parties over or under your con. Yeah, like even when like tourists, when like people are here for the weekends, it never really gets loud. Every once in a while there'll be like a karaoke party over that way, and one day I'm gonna figure out where it is and go there. Lynn said she was gonna take me with one of her friends over there one day. But I'm gonna see what the party is over there because there's not a lot of partying going on in Tagaytay. It's not that kind of tourist area. You know, it's uh, there's like I remember like New Year's Eve, I was I was trying to find a bar to go have a drink at midnight and you know celebrate the new year. I couldn't find a place that was open. Like every place was shut down at 8 o'clock. Everyone went home to be with their family for New Year's, which is cool. But yeah, it's not that kind of party town for the most part. Like people are here for the food and the view and the quiet and the cool weather. Josh said, I was thinking a condo you could renovate how you wanted. An apartment you couldn't even paint your room, and an old lady beat in a bathrobe come around banging on the door each month demanding money. Yeah, pretty much. There's you know uh, a condo you own, so you can well you can renovate it. You could renovate a condo how you want, but you've got to get permission from the condo because especially if there's like going to be, construction going on with like, drills and loud stuff. Like you got to be courteous to, the other people in the building. So you got to kind of get approval if you're going to do like any kind of renovation in a condo. But yeah, it can be done for sure. And I don't think it's ever a problem like getting approval in the Philippines. Like they're not concerned with like a little noise if people are making money. I can see, yes, it's like Baguio. It's a tourist area, busy weekends and quiet on weekdays. Yeah, and see, whenever I was coming over here, Michael, uh, like I came to visit the Philippines. It's been about 2 years ago, the first time uh, I came to the Philippines. And I flew in Manila, stayed in Makati, uh, went with Lynn to Oriental Mindoro. And I'm not gonna lie, I was miserable most of the time because I was hot. I was hot, sweaty, not happy. I wasn't happy. And like I don't do heat well. Um, I've said it. Y'all have heard the story, I'm sure, before. Like when I was in the Navy, I had heat stroke, and ever since then, like it's like my internal thermostat is stuck. And if I get hot, it takes me like a little bit more to cool back down. So anyway, whenever I got back home from my very first trip to the Philippines, I started doing some research, and of course, it came down to Baguio or Tagaytay. And so I researched both of them, watched videos, Googled it, like just did research. And it seemed to me that like Baguio's tourism numbers are higher than Tagaytay's. So it's like even more busy. The streets, like the streets, like aren't really, people when you tell them, oh, you live in Tagaytay, it's like, oh, you must hate the traffic on weekend. I don't really notice the traffic that much. Like, it's never really bad in Tagaytay. I've only seen it like, block, like like slow moving traffic. Like one time on like a Sunday afternoon, like people leaving from Tagaytay, and I think there was like an accident or something. But other than that, like traffic moves good, and it's not that bad. But from researching the two of them, I chose Tagaytay, and I'm glad I did. Sula said, "Oh, that's nice, Ray. I'd love to just sit down for a nice meal and relax in a beautiful setting like that. Sounds good for the soul." It absolutely is. I tried to do a live stream from the restaurant across the street. Well, I didn't try. I did a live stream, and uh, it was my one of my first attempts to do it on like network only, and it's getting kind of pixelated. Uh, but uh, I'm I'm definitely gonna do more videos uh, around Tagaytay. I haven't been doing a lot of them, but I'm gonna go and film like me in different places in Tagaytay, and like give more information on specifically Tagaytay, because I've been kind of lax about doing that. Weena, doing good. Thanks for asking. That's awesome, Weena. Keep up the jump roping. I know it's a good way to keep shape. I need to do that. But I have lost weight. I'm down. I said here a while back my goal was 80 kilos. And after that trip, I'm at, I just weighed myself. I was like at 80.5. So I'm still thinking like I might need maybe 2 or 3 more kilos, because I still got some squishy bits around my tummy. I can still grab it. I want it to be tight. I like it when like my stomach's washboard flat. But I'll probably do some sit-ups to do that. Let's see. Aunt, father's side. Okay. Frank said, "Wow, the province is behind you." Yeah, Frank, I'm back at the crib. I missed you again in Iloilo. I wasn't there long. Sula, yes, I read it wrong. Okay. Frank's in the house. Dream says Select. Yeah, that's what when I was talking about people living like down in Laguna and Santa Rosa and Salang. That's what I was trying to think of. Thank you for filling in the gap. Frank says hello to HT. Sula, what part of the USA are you from? You have a great accent, sounds slightly southern. Yeah, I'm from Louisiana, and that's why I got the fleur-de-lis. And my accent is fairly neutral because my dad was career Navy, and like I grew up everywhere, so it kind of a blended accent. But then when I moved back to Louisiana, of course I started picking up a little more of the southern affectations in my voice. How much would you need a week for rent, food, travel, eating out, etc.? Okay, so week vacation budget. I'd say $1,500 to $2,000. That's what I would budget for a week's vacation in Tagaytay. You could definitely do it cheaper, but like if you're talking about a vacation for a week, you can't really vacation. Most places you'd want a vacation in the world for $1,500 for the week with food, lodging, entertainment, all that. So it's still sounds expensive for the Philippines, but like you don't want to be skimping on a vacation. Like you want to live it up. Uh, so basically like what I would spend in a month for my budget is what I would say budget for a week on vacation. Vegas Will said, "Hey Ray, welcome back." Thanks Vegas. It's good to be back home, back in the crib. Sula, HD, is that a southern state? Yes, Sula, Louisiana is the part of the U.S. There's Texas is on one border of Louisiana, and then the Gulf of Mexico down at the bottom. Then the other side is Mississippi, and Louisiana is between it, and it's shaped kind of like a boot. And you know how like when you have a boot, the part of the boot, the back part, like up here in the corner where you pull your boot on, that's where I'm from. Like the back part of the top back part of the boot in Louisiana. Got to go, Ray. Okay, Lynn, going to therapy with the boy. Be safe. HD, say yes. Sula, bye, Lynn. Have a good day. Lynn, enjoy, take rest from 2 weeks hangover. I wasn't hungover at all. Navy Woman, 27 likes. Thanks, Amy. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Amy, I'm celebrating being back. Sula, he's from the bayou. Yeah, there was actually a lot of like bayous down like in that area. I mean, I know I was in like Shreveport, but like when I was a kid, I grew up down in DeSoto Parish, and yeah, there was definitely a lot of like, bayous, and then they had the Toledo Bend Lake. There was like they dammed the Sabine River and made the Toledo Bend Lake, and out the lake there's like cypress trees. Well, they're once they died because they flooded the whole area, and like all the cypress and pine trees are out there like stumps in the good fishing Toledo Bend Lake. They have like what's the National Bass Masters or whatever. Like they have tournaments there all the time at Toledo Bend Lake. But I lived right on Toledo Bend when I was a kid. Frank said, that is probably better for you, less alcohol and good food. HGN, Navy Woman prefer you sober, so I assume. I don't know. I prefer me sober. I normally don't drink that often. But, if it's a social situation, then I am definitely a social drinker. If everybody else is having a drink, I'm going to have a drink. I'm going to have multiple drinks. I'm going to get loose. HD, what's your rate? Hillbilly said, have you visited the resto that overlooks the bay there? I don't. You talking about the lake? Like, there's no bay near Tagaytay. Like Manila Bay is like way over that way. But I've been to many restaurants that overlook Tagaytay, the Tall Lake and volcano, which is really cool. Like you think about the Tall volcano. Okay, we start out, we're on an island. All right, on this island, there is a lake. In this lake, there's a volcano. Inside the volcano is another lake. On that lake is an island. It's like a little tiny island in the volcano. So that little island is an island in a lake, on an island, in a lake, on an island in the ocean. So it's like the tall volcano is like the Russian dolls of islands and lakes. Just keeps getting smaller. Frank, I think I did a lot of damage to my litter. I got fatty liver. Frank's got fatty liver. You got fatty liver too, HD? I don't know the shape of my liver. I haven't got that checked. Hopefully it's staying trim. Frank said, where's James? In your suitcase, the kitchen, a spare bedroom, and a box in your spare room. I know he is there somewhere. No, he's back at the house. He was actually, I talked to him yesterday because I was actually passing right by his house. I told him I'd wave in the bus while we were passing. But he was feeling a little under the weather yesterday, so hopefully he's feeling better. Me too, yeah, Frank's got a fatty liver too. HD, you were fond of the drink? HD, trying to reverse the damage before it scars up and becomes permanent. Yeah, we don't want that, HD. Frank's a fan of marijuana. So is Hillbilly. Like I said, I'm 150% for legalization. It's just not my thing. I'm like, I'd have no problem being around people whose thing it is. We can hang out. It's just not my thing. Michael C. Sometimes I wish it was my thing. I'd be social, but I can't do it. Michael C. I understand, bro. I am from Chicago. I have been here 2 years. My first 18 months, I lived in Manila, then moved to Tres Martires. I am ex-Navy also. Yeah, and I'm gonna have to look that up. I know you keep saying it, like I know it's probably close by. You say you come to Tagaytay all the time, but yeah, we'll definitely meet up, Michael, at some point. Christy said hi to Frank, laughing at Frank because Frank's a funny dude. Sula, first time I heard about the bayou was in the Jerry Reed song, Moses. I really enjoy that song. What about jambalaya? Jambalaya, crawfish pie, filet gumbo. Cause tonight I'm gonna P-roll down the bayou. A P-roll is like, it's P-R-O-G-U-E is how it's spelled, but it's said P-roll. It's like basically like a kayak for the bayou. It's like a one to two person boat that you paddle and fish out of on the bayou. Now, bayou is like normal. It's a fresh water body of water that I'm trying to think what the definition of a bayou is, but it's not super deep and it's very green. There's a lot of green stuff in a bayou, including alligators. Like alligators love the bayou. Alligators, turtles, fish, like everything. I mean, it's teeming with wildlife. The Everglades in Florida, you know, a lot of it is swamp, and I like I said, I don't know the exact definitions, what separates a swamp from a bayou. I think bayous have like a little bit more water than swamps. I don't know, but it's close. A bayou is almost a swamp, but not quite. Frank said weak. Or what about Blue Bayou? I'm going back someday, come what may on Blue Bayou. Lots of bayou songs. Born on the Bayou, CCR. Born on the I'm going to stop singing now. Frank's wink, wink, wink. Sula, he ate up His weight in groceries is one of the lyrics. Okay. HD Sula, let's just say I drank over 10 cans of beer at Sandbox in UAE. It's what we call the area where the US Navy shipped out. Okay. Yeah, see, I can't drink a lot of beer. Like I said, I drink beer and I just have to pee and I feel bloated. I'm like I feel sloshy. Like and I like to dance. Like whenever I drink, I dance and I can't dance when I'm all sloshy. I get sloshy, too much beer makes me sloshy. So is it a daily? Hillbilly, I visited there in Tagaytay back in 2017. Well, it's time for another visit. Come on. HD Sula, nope. I just hit port calls pretty hard at one point. Bad influenced by Liberty Buddy. Neil's, hello, brother, Sky Ranch in Pampanga. Wait, is there a Sky Ranch in Pampanga? I don't know. And there, like, I can walk to Sky Ranch from here. No, in Tagaytay, Neil's. Yeah, yeah. Sky Ranch is in Tagaytay. Like, I can honestly, I can. Not even a. It's not even a 10-minute walk. Like, that way. That way. Wait a minute. I might be able to. Let's get back out here to the window. See if we can hang this out the window. And I don't think I can see around the corner, but Sky Ranch is right over, like where that building is over there. Like Sky Ranch is almost like right across the street from that building, like over on the tall lake side of the road. But the road out there goes right by Sky. The road that goes right in front of my condo goes right by Sky Ranch, is on one side, and then like Casino Filipino is on the other side. HD's U.S. Navy is a dry Navy. When we're out to sea, you can't drink on board. Yeah, it was that way whenever I was into like. I remember. I mean, back in the old days, or like during the war, you would get ration beer or whatever. I wasn't in during the ration beer days where they gave you a ration of beer. PK said, "Hey Ray, so you grew up with some good cooking?" Oh yeah, like I started out like as a baby, and of course I wasn't really eating any kind of. I guess till I was about 3 or 4. We lived in Puerto Rico, and then from there, I think we moved back to the West Coast. We were near San Diego, Imperial Beach, California. And then to either Virginia Beach or Norfolk, Virginia. And we were over there, and then from there, I think from there we moved to Woodbridge, Virginia, which is like right next to Maryland. It was close to Washington, D.C. It was like a suburb of Washington, D.C. when my dad worked at the Pentagon. And then from there we moved to Connecticut, and then my older brother and sisters were all out of the house by the time we were done in Connecticut. And then so it was just me, mom, and dad moved to Italy, and was in Italy for a couple of years, and then back to Louisiana. So like my I guess my food experience came when I was 12 years old, moving to Italy. We had a landlady that lived upstairs from us named Rosa, and Rosa would come down and show me how to cook pasta, like and we'd make sauce and stuff. Then And it was also funny, in Italy was actually my first experience with Filipino food because uh, my my dad had a friend that was in the Navy. We called him Roja, Red, and he was married to a Filipina, and she used to make like a big batch of lumpia, and we would always have like lumpia in the freezer. And I was playing football at the time. I was like when I was 12 and 13, I was a tight end, and I would come home from football practice and like eat up like 3 or 4 lumpia, and I ate lumpia like every day until that whole bag was gone, and then it was a long time before I had lumpia again. But anyway, but yeah, so I started off with Italian food, then moved to Louisiana, then started getting into the Cajun and Southern cooking. With some good cooking. Josh, when described Louisiana as boot, I started thinking Italy. Yeah, see, uh, and see, I'm just talking about Italy and Louisiana. I went back. I went boots back to back. Boots and food. Food and boots go together. If you're living in a country or state that looks like a boot, you're gonna get good food. Boot food is the best food. But anyway, Louisiana boot looks more like a men's work boot, and Italy's boot looks more like a lady's, like thigh high boot. So like Italy's like a thigh high ladies boot, and Louisiana's like a work boot, more stubby. Nina Days, hello everyone in the house. Hey Nina Days, how you doing, girl? I hope you. I knew you were sick here a while back. I'm glad you're feeling better. I believe you're feeling better, and that's awesome. PK said he wasn't hungover because I made him drink water. Hella, yeah. PK was always getting me to hydrate, and I'm empty now. PK, hold on. Let's see. Put this back on follow mode. I gotta make sure PK knows what. Wait, why are you not following me? Come over here. I'm over here now. I gotta make sure PK knows. Look, filling it up. I've been talking for a while, so I need to hydrate my vocal cords. Come on here. Why are you being weird today? Being slow. Neo said, we visited Sky Ranch in Papanga the day before I came back to the USA. Okay, so they do have one in Papanga. It's like I guess, and I'll go one day. I'll probably, vlog it, but I don't know. Sky Ranch doesn't really, it's, I've never really been an amusement park type person. I, I like some of the rides, at some of the bigger amusement parks. Normally, the best rides involves like waiting in line to go on the ride, and then it's over really quickly. And I like it. Like if I could just ride exciting rides all day, no waiting in line, I'd love it. But like my disdain for waiting in line versus like my excitement of the ride, like the excitement is here and the disdain is here, so the payoff isn't there for amusement parks for me. Like I don't like, and normally it seems like every time I've been to an amusement park, I've been hot. You know how I feel about being hot. I don't like being hot. So like, like beaches are, I get sand and gritty on my hands and I'm hot. I don't like that. Amusement parks, I'm hot and I'm waiting in line. So I don't like that. I'll go to the beach. I'll enjoy the beach while I'm there, but I'll go to an amusement park. I'll enjoy the amusement park while I'm there. But for me to sit there and say, you know what I'd really like to do? Go to the beach. That's not me. I'll go to the beach, but it's probably never going to be my idea. All right. Same with amusement park. I've got an amusement park story. Remind me to tell you at some point in the future. I don't feel like telling that story right now, but it's a funny story. HD, the liver is the only organ that can regenerate itself. Hold on. Coughing, I gotta drink some water. Only organ that can regenerate itself. I think the fact you're interested in looking after yourself now and want to mind your health is great. Well done to you. Absolutely. And, I always say it's like, not only does the Philippines make me healthier because there's more access to, like I'm sitting here snacking on fruit, instead of, like a candy bar or something like that. But the fact that, have more access to fresh fruits and vegetables and like, yeah, you have that stuff in the U.S., but it's expensive. Like it's expensive to eat healthy in the U.S. Anyway, enough about that. The Philippines kind of forces me to live a little bit healthier. Like I have to walk more, do more. Like I'm not going from, sitting down to sitting down most of the time. Anyway, there's a saying in the U.S., like if you ever tell somebody, it's like, oh, you need to quit drinking, it's gonna kill you, or you need to quit smoking, it's gonna kill you, or you need to, cut out cholesterol, it's gonna kill you. What was everybody's normal response in the U.S. is, you got to die from something. Well, I don't think that way anymore in the Philippines. Like, because in the Philippines, like, I'm happy. Like, in the U.S., there's a lot of people, I guess me included in some extent, is like, I'm just going to, like, soak up whatever kind of fun that I am getting from this environment, and I'm waiting to die. And because I wasn't truly happy, I would have moments, but like I wasn't content and happy every day. Like in the Philippines, pretty much every day I'm content. Like I'm happy. I feel good. And I want to continue to live this life. And so the Philippines kind of changed my perspective on a lot of things. Anyway, I got a little philosophical there. Let me stop this thing from moving. At Josh, Ray explained it very well about the boot and his location. Yeah, there was, but when I was talking about boot, yeah, Italy's described like a boot-like too. Sula, who was under the weather? James from James and Karen. You sound like you have a cold, right? I'm getting over it, Sula. I had like a throat thing and then a sinus allergy thing. I've been coughing. I'm at that point where I'm coughing up phlegm, expectorating, or Sula said hi to Nene. Michael C. We are 14 miles from each other. Yeah, we're gonna run into each other for soon. PK says boudin is one of my favorite foods, and y'all that were reading that and didn't know what the hell that word was, it's pronounced boudin. Boudin. Looks like it would be like Bowden, but no, it's boudin. It's and I have no clue why boudin isn't a thing in the Philippines. Like I would have figured that they like would put their own spin on it, like how spaghetti is sweet. But boudin is like it should be a no-brainer Filipino food. It's pork, it's seasoned pork and rice in a sausage casing. It's a pork and rice sausage. They like holding things with their hands. They could have like, they pick up the pork and the rice and eat it. It's in a sausage form. It's packaged. It's packaged pork and rice together. You just eat it. Makes sense. Now I'm sure they would make it sweet somehow, like sweet longanisa pork with rice. But adding rice to sausage, like, why is it Louisiana doing that, not the Philippines? That don't make any sense. But like Louisiana is big on rice. We grow a lot of rice in Louisiana. HD Ray, you can get fatty liver even though you're skinny. It's called alcoholic long word I can't pronounce, steatohepatitis ash. If it's caused by alcohol, you can also get it by fat. It's called NASH. Okay, non-alcoholic other word. Yeah, and I can get checked, but I've never been a big drinker. I talk about alcohol. I like alcohol, but I always say, because I don't drink that often, like my preference, if it's not like like if I go to a bar, normally if I go to a bar and I'm ordering a drink for myself, it's normally whiskey neat with a side of water, or like if they've got really good gin, then it'll be gin and tonic with a twist of lime or calamansi. But I like really good gin, really good whiskey, and I don't drink a lot because like watch the Water Boy, that explains all. Nah, Water Boy is not a good representation of Louisiana. It's like a caricature of Louisiana. Like, there's bits of truth that are stretched to grand proportions. HD doctors give you advice. Yeah, watch your diet and hopefully you can reverse it. That's all. I hope it reverses for you, HD. That worker is not giving up until he gets all his grass cut. I think he's done. I don't hear it now. Yeah, they're dedicated. Come to getting stuff done. HD, those 10 cans of beers was consumed within an hour, so it's something that will give you more than a buzz. Oh, absolutely. But then you gotta pee. You gotta pee a lot. I don't know if I've ever done 10 beers in an hour. Like we used to, have like in high school, we had like a funnel with like a tube. It was a clear tube that was connected to the funnel, and then it pour beer. You hold the funnel up, funneling beer, pour it up, and we'd normally stand in like a bathtub because it would get messy because people would choke and start spitting beer out all over the place. We'd stand in the bathtub and then pour a beer, and like you could drink a beer in like 2 seconds. You just and the beer was gone. Or shotgun, like everybody knows shotgunning beer. You take a beer and you like poke a little hole at the bottom and then when you pop the top, then like the air pressure like pushes the beer down really quick. You can drink a beer fast that way. So I've had quite a few beers in an hour, but not 10. That's a lot. I don't think I could do that. Possibly. Would that be like a beer every 6 minutes? Yeah, I could see possibly. Bam. But normally by about the third beer, I'd be feeling bloated and have to pee. So Bam in the Philippines, Mama say alligators orange because they have all them teeth and no toothbrush. Mama's wrong. The medulla oblongata. You playing that foosball, Bobby? HD, I know you can do this. Yeah, I know you can do HD. You got it. LOP up, PK. Yep, that's it. LOL. Foosball. And say, I know what y'all gonna say before you say it. Love that video. His girlfriend is the perfect, 100% my type of crazy. That's what? Who played that? I'm trying to think of her name. She was the actress. She was in like Practical Magic or no something about witches. No, it wasn't practical. It was something about witches. Like these three girls or her name's right on the tip of my tongue. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, I'll think of it when I'm not trying to think of it. HD, yeah. You can do it. You can do it all night long. Niels, I just googled it. Sky Ranch has 3 branches: Tagaytay, San Fernando, Pampanga, and Baguio. Okay. So apparently, see, PK says all night long. See, I know what y'all are gonna say before you say it. Okay, so they got it in Tagaytay and Baguio. So maybe the Philippines are low key geniuses because, like, I was talking about, normally you go to amusement park, you're like hot and sweaty and standing in line. So, like, they're putting in all like the coolest places of the Philippines to go to the amusement park. That's actually low key genius. Sula, I need to go again, everyone. Thanks so much, Ray, for always taking time to chat and explain. You are very much appreciated. You are very much appreciated, Sula. Like, you guys mean the world to me. I tell you that all the time, and like I mean it. I don't take the time that you give me lightly. It's definitely appreciated. HT, something wrong with his medulla oblongata. Obsidian, Mama Lavin. When people are laughing, that means it's a successful live stream. PK, hydrate. Absolutely. Stand by the Sula, have a good one. HG, that's some good etouffee. I can make some good etouffee. Basically, etouffee is like gumbo except thicker, and it's normally uses only one meat. Like gumbo normally has more than one meat. It's either chicken and sausage or seafood. But like an etouffee, and etouffee is normally seafood. You're normally doing a shrimp etouffee or a crawfish etouffee. Actually, like, I pretty much only do crawfish etouffee. I'd have to do shrimp here, but because like whenever I would make etouffee, like it's the same process as making gumbo at the start. And etouffee is a French word that means smothered. So you start out with like the gumbo base, and you put the and you smother it, you cover it up, and you let it like smother it, yeah, and cook down and thicken up, and it's, like I said, it's like basically gumbo except thicker. Pretty much the same process other than the smothering. HD, who's your favorite philosopher? I don't know. Me. I've always said that I was gonna write a book called The Tao of Ray, because I have a lot of like philosophies that I haven't heard anywhere else. You probably heard me say some of them. Like I had never heard the philosophy. You always find what you're looking for when it comes to people being negative or positive. If you're a positive person, then you're gonna look for things to be happy about. That's your focus. Looking for things to be happy about. And you're going to find those things because you find what you're looking for. And everybody has things to be happy about and things that aren't so great. Like we have highs and lows. Everybody has highs and lows in life. And a positive person is always looking for that high. And when it comes, they fully appreciate it. They point at it and say, look at this. This proves it. Life is amazing. Life is awesome. Because look, a negative person is always looking for something to complain about, to be down about, and they're going to find it. Like you find what you're looking for. They're going to find it because everybody has like rainy periods in life, down periods, and when those times come, that negative person is going to point at that time and say, look, see, I told you, life sucks. This proves it. Can't you see how much life sucks? Because look. And I think that's a terrible way to live life. But that's one of my philosophies from the Tao of Ray is when it comes to being a positive or negative person, you always find what you're looking for. But if I had to pick a philosopher other than me, I don't know, I haven't read a lot of philosophers. I mean, I know philosophers. Like I could lie and say, you know, Socrates, Plato, what is I can't think of his name now. The Nietzsche, Socrates, Plato. But yeah, no. I can't really think of any one philosopher that I've read, you know, that resonated with me. Like I said, I've just kind of picked up like philosophical thoughts myself, whether they came organically or whatever, and just like expounded on those ideas in my head, thought about it more, watched how people behave, and I don't know. PK says, yeah, dude, boudin 100% should be a Filipino food. Pork liver and rice, so damn good. Yeah, and see, I don't make mine with a lot of pork liver. Like I cook down a pork butt and add some liver, you know, in there for flavor. I don't mind if there's like a little bit of liver in something. I don't like too much liver. PK said, I like vodka tonic. I hate gin. Well, PK, I hate gin. I think gin is a pointless alcohol. Gin, vodka. In fact, PK, I call vodka a chick drink because, like, vodka on its own doesn't really have any kind of flavor to me. Like it's the vanilla of alcohols. It's I don't know, no flavor. So like you got to add stuff to make vodka taste like something. And it's normally fruity stuff. So it's, to me, it's like a chick alcohol. It's like, I want a fruity drink. Like think of any fruity drink, the majority of pretty much any fruity drink that you can think of, and it's gonna have vodka. If not vodka, then it's like a tropical drink and it's gonna have rum. And I don't mind rum because, you know, rum on its own has some kind of flavor. But vodka, no, it's just there to put in a fruity drink. Blech. But gin, you say you hate gin, but how much gin have you drank and what kind of gin? And I may be bad-mouthing vodka and maybe I haven't had really good vodka, but I mean, I've drank Grey Goose and that's supposed to be like a high-end brand and I wasn't impressed. But I don't like cheap gin. Cheap gin sucks. But like, hold on. Let me go get my bottle. I'll show you. I'll show you a good gin. This is good gin. This right here, this Drumshambo gunpowder Irish gin. This is some good stuff. And see, you know it's good. When it's got a cork. Oh, it smells so good. I'll have a little bit. Just one little. Yeah. See, until you try. Oh, that's so good. It's refreshing. It's like I don't know. It's like drinking a bouquet of flowers. But let's see, what kind of, from the curious mind of P.J. Rigney. Let's see what's in here. Here at the edge of a lake in a shed in a small Irish town, the ordinary is made extraordinary. Within is the laboratory of Rigney, boundary-pushing begetter of handmade spirits, who slowly distills gin with nature's finest Oriental botanicals and gunpowder tea. So it's like, it's an alcohol distilled with botanicals like flowers and tea, and it's clear, and so it's got a very unique flavor, vapor infused. Yeah, no, it's good stuff. PK, at 1763, Filipino sailors, Manila men, escaped Spanish galleons and established the first permanent Asian American settlement, St. Malo, in the Louisiana bayous. That's before the founding of the U.S. Yeah, like Louisiana's got like a super diverse culture. You know, they got, you know, the French influence, the Spanish influence, the African influence, like Creoles, basically Spanish and African with something else mixed in too sometimes. Anyway, BK, that's cool. HG, maybe Filipinos did create Boudin. Well, I don't know. I don't know. What is, somebody look up Boudin, because I'm sure it's a French word. It's, the water boy is to Louisiana, same as Forrest Gump is to Alabama. Yeah, I agree. It's not indicative of like the entire culture. PK, I can shotgun a beer in less than a second, and I made a shot mixer bong, like a beer bong, but 4 tubes and different ball valves, but I also drink 5 liters of wine in 30 minutes. That's too much, PK. Yeah, Firuza Balk, that's the girlfriend in Waterboy, and she was also in that witch movie. It's not Practical Man. It's gonna bother me. Not Practical. And I usually win case races. You would win against me. I can't. I mean, you know, I can drink beer pretty quick. I have no problem like guzzling, but like I said, I get full really quick. Yeah, Fariza Ball with lots of hearts. She was in the movie called The Craft. That's it. I kept saying Practical Magic and knew that wasn't it. That's the witches you're thinking of. Yeah. PK, she was also a hot cat chick in The Island of Dr. Moreau. Yeah, I don't remember seeing The Island of Dr. Moreau. Who dat, who dat, who dat? How's it hanging on? Still to the left, Gary. Still to the left. Good to see you, G-Dub. HT, I think Ray is thinking about manifesting your reality. What was I talking about manifesting your? I don't know about manifesting. You're talking about you find what you're like. Good things and bad things are going to happen to you no matter what your attitude is. It's just that's the way the world works. Like you can't stop good things or bad things from happening. The only thing you can control is your mindset. If you have a positive mindset, then you are going to live in those good moments, and the bad moments, you're going to kind of overlook them more. And if you have a negative mindset, it's the opposite. Like the good times won't seem as good. You're just waiting for the next bad thing to happen. You're looking past all your blessings to try and find that next bad thing in your life. That's a terrible way to live. Don't do that. PK said, hi, Gary. Hey, PK. Jason Potter said, Tupac. Tupac? Who Tupac? Friedrich Nietzsche. Yeah. Yeah, see, I never read a lot of philosophers. Nietzsche. Jason Lavin. G-Dub, got to run. Sally Grace's birthday. Take care all. All right. G-Dub, give her, but don't give her my love. Give her your love and say it's, well, that's not from me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Give her a hug for me. I'll just say that. Y'all have a good time. Tell her I said happy birthday. HD, he believed in nihilism. Yeah, it's, yeah, vodka doesn't have much flavor, but at least it doesn't taste like nasty juniper berry. That's not every like every vodka doesn't taste like juniper berries. Like it's, you know, it's got different botanicals and different gins. It's like every whiskey doesn't taste the same because it's different stuff. I don't know. I like gin, like really good gin. Like it has character. Same with like really good whiskey. It has character. It you know. I used to think people were full of shit when they'd say, "Oh, you know, I taste, you know, this note or that note." Like with vodka, I don't taste it. It's one note. It's one note. But like good whiskeys and good gins, like there's like you can like identify different receptors in your taste or whatever when you like hold it in your mouth and just kind of let it marinate in there. Like you can pick up like complex flavors. I don't know. That's just me. You got to try a really good gin before you completely shut your mind off to gin. David, I just talked to Michael about plans there. Awesome, David. I definitely want to meet up with you whenever you come over. You my dude. I'm gonna meet up with all y'all at one point. HD PK is probably associated with Nikolai Machiavelli. Yeah, he did. What was Machiavelli? Machiavelli wrote The Prince, and you know, there's a lot of like philosophies on basically about being the guy that I'm not. Like I don't, you know, I'm not sneaky. I'm not crafty. I don't like, but like I'm familiar. Like I said, I'm familiar with different philosophers, but none of them really like resonated with me. HD, some spirit. PK, I have juniper trees in front of my house, and I did when I was a kid, and my dad said, grab that berry and chew it up. They use that to flavor alcohol. I can't get that damn taste out of my mouth for like 2 weeks. Yeah, well, it's it's not all the same, you know. Like good alcohol, like there is a good alcohol, but high end alcohol uh, costs more for a reason. That's all I'm gonna say. HD, they have a show called Moonshiners. They make all types of flavors. Yeah, I've had moonshine. I've had the moonshine, not the kind they have in like a mason jar with like cherries floating in it, whatever the mass produced. I've had like moonshine somebody made. It was, you know, like Everclear, crystal clear, one of those high octane, all alcohol, all burn drink. It's, yeah, it's not to be trifled with. PK, so yeah, the main flavor of gin is a flavor absolutely. It's not the main flavor of every gin. So you get it wrong. Maybe the gin that you're familiar with, maybe that's what they use to make it familiar, like over the cheaper gins. But gin isn't just about juniper berries. Philip Pilato. Look it up. Philip Pilato. Hello, Ray Brother. How are you? I'm good, Philip. I appreciate you being here. Heriday official. Hey, sir. Good morning. Good morning. Heriday said hi. Heriday Hussein from Bangladesh. Welcome, Heriday. PK says hi. HD, if you choose some non-toxic pine leaves, you can put it in glass, add some sugar and some water. Give it some time, and it'll produce some CO2 gas to your Sprite with some bit of alcohol. Yeah, I've seen that before, making like homemade Sprite. Produced by natural pine leaves. Yeah, I saw a video recently about that. Hey, how are you and your family, sir? Everybody's good. How's your mom and them? That's in Louisiana. That's how you say, you know, like how's your family? Is how's your mom and them? How's your mom and them? HD, you got to make sure you seal that glass to ferment that sugar and pine if you seal it. Okay. I've never had a gin I like. For me, that floralness of it is just not for me. I'm all for good scotch or whiskey. I just can't bring myself to spend on expensive gin. I'll treat you one day, PK. Also, yeah, vodka is basic, but I like to mix with 5 20 gallons of a drink to share at parties. So vodka, Everclear, unflavored shine or corn squeezing is perfect for that. Yeah, like we used to make in college. We made jungle juice with, you know, like basically Kool-Aid, Everclear, and pineapples and whatever else kind of fruit we'd throw in there. PK, oh my God, he's almost caught up. Yeah, I got some people coming in and everybody was talking back and forth with each other, so it gave me a chance to get HD. I once poured Everclear in a regular glass and drank the whole thing in one go. Bad idea. Yeah, that would not be good. I didn't know what Everclear was. Well, yeah, like I can't remember which one was higher, Everclear or Crystal Clear. One was it was like 90. I don't forget. It was like nine. It was like 180 something proof. One was 180 something. One was like 190 proof. And proof is like if you divide what proof it is by half, that's your alcohol percentage. So like 190, like 200 proof is 100% alcohol. So 190 would be what, 95% alcohol? Is that right? Yeah, 190 would be 95% alcohol. I don't know, but like they're above 90% alcohol, My cousin was watching me chug the glass with a smirk in his face. Yeah, did it come right back up? And I wouldn't be surprised if it gave you your stomach eventually said, "Nope, this is not staying down here with me," and just. PK said, "Yeah, jungle juice and like giant pina coladas and stuff. You got to do that when you have a few hundred or a couple thousand people showing up throughout the night." Yeah, big batch. Like, yeah, that makes sense. Like it's being mixed with something. I'm talking about drinking smaller quantities to get the flavor of the alcohol and not the mixins. But yeah, like Everclear is good for stuff like that, or vodka, because you put like throw all the fruit in there and it just soaks into the fruit, and it gives you like alcohol fruit bombs. Put that back up there. But I've had that bottle for months, many months, because like I said, when I'm by myself, I don't really drink. I don't feel the need to drink. I'm more social, but I have it there if anybody shows up. I did have some good scotch also, so people would have a selection, but I took the scotch to the Super Bowl party. So I've had that gin from before the Super Bowl. So pre-February, or maybe sometime in February, I got the gin and the scotch. It was a blended scotch. It's if you've never had Monkey Shoulder, I highly recommend it. It's a good, what I call mid-level whiskey. Monkey Shoulder. It's good. Let's see. HD said, "I held it for a bit until the room started swimming. About a couple minutes later, all came out." Yeah, it's your stomach's not gonna. That's like trying to drink a gallon of milk all at once. Like your stomach's gonna say, "Nope, nope, not. I'm not designed to handle this. This has got to go back where it came from." PK, when I was 16, I took shots of Everclear with a guy I met that night. He ended up being a cop. LOL, fun times. Yeah. Swimming, spinning. I got the picture. I got the picture, HD. Yeah, I remember when I was younger, I had plenty of times when, like, I would drink and you'd lay down in the bed and you have to hang that one leg over the side of the bed to put on the floor to keep you stable. Because if you're just laying flat on your back, like everything's going around and around, so you gotta like put that foot on the floor to keep you anchored. PK said, "Yeah, I came up with a really easy mix of half a gallon of bottom shelf store brand vodka, the really bad stuff you get in a plastic bottle, then add that to 1 gallon each of Tampico and sweet tea." Okay. Yeah. HD, I was 17 at the time. Haha, grounding yourself. Yeah, I've done that quite a few times in my life. Not since I don't know. I've got a fairly high tolerance for alcohol, and I normally don't drink until I'm drunk. Like, I like to maintain a like a feel good equilibrium. It's like I feel pretty good like right now. I'm gonna stay like this, and like I won't drink. And whenever I'm not feeling quite that good, then I'll have another drink and top myself back up. But like I don't. If I'm feeling good, I stop drinking. Well, how long have we been doing this? We've been doing this over 2 hours. I am going to go find something to eat. I haven't eaten yet today. and I might walk over there to McDonald's, get some exercise. What's your favorite mix? Like I normally don't mix, um, but like if it counts as a mix, then I would say like spicy V8, and I would mix that with uh, celery salt, hot sauce, Worcestershire. Um, what else do I put? Black pepper, celery, pickled green beans, lots of olives, and tequila. And that is a Bloody Maria. I don't, like I said, I don't do vodka, so like I like my Bloody Marys with tequila. That's called a Bloody Maria. Let's see. I call that drink water, Rio Grande water, and the alternate is shit water because it looks like the water in the Rio Grande River, which looks like shit, but it's really good and everyone loves it. Yeah, like a brown, like this. A lot of times I'd call my gumbo swamp water because, like all the vegetables are green and, the roux water's got like a brownish tint, so it's like a greenish brown liquid. So it's like swamp water. Uh, Everybody loves it. Gin for breakfast. I just sip, and it's way past breakfast. Marvelous vlog. Good day. Waving with the pink hands. PK, I love the spicy V8. I can chug that shit with some extra hot sauce. Me too. Uh, HD says, sounds like a Bloody Mary. Yeah, but say I gave you the twist. I don't do vodka. Marvelous vlog. Why I love tequila. I do too. Like I like a really good tequila too. I don't like cheap tequila. I love the tequila idea. With Tessican, white Tessican, so that mixed Bloody Mary speaks to me. Yeah, like if you've never tried a Bloody Mary with tequila, you need to you need to try it and see. That's what I'm saying. Like, like I'll drink a Bloody Mary because I like, with vodka, because I like everything in it, and the vodka just adds some alcohol to a flavor that I already like. It doesn't change anything. But a Bloody Maria, like depending on what tequila you use, like you'll get a slightly different experience with your Bloody Mary, like some like extra flavor notes depending on what tequila you use. Like if you make the Bloody Mary the same way and put different vodkas in, they're probably all going to taste almost exactly the same. But like it's like the alcohol is an ingredient that's, depending on which ingredient you use, and then it changes the flavor. That's what I like. HD said they also have a mix called Swamp Water. Okay. Yeah, I definitely prefer good tequila. Yeah, I've had some like really high end tequila. It was like I was treated. It was like, and it's not the highest high end. Some of it gets like really high, but it was like $60 for a shot, and it was where was it? They've got I think it was like Muy Anejo. They've got, it's like Blanco is like the white, and then they've got the like Anejo is the aged tequila, and Muy Anejo is like aged even longer, and then there's Reposado. That one the expensive one, or Reposado? I don't know. Reposado is like an aged small. I think I can't remember which is more expensive, Reposado or Muy Anejo. But anyway, enough about tequila. Uh, White Essican, like Mexican, but white in front of it. Yeah, I got it. There's also the Four Horsemen, Jim Beam, Jack Daniels, Johnny Walker, and Jameson. I'll do Jameson, and like Johnny Walker. Wasn't really a fan of Johnny Walker other than like Johnny Walker Blue, but that probably even for my high end taste might be a little too high end. But I'd probably do like a Johnny Walker Blue, uh, and was it like Jim Beam and Jack Daniels? Those are mixing whiskeys for me. Like you got to have it with something like Jack and Coke or Jim and Coke. Or me, I do like Sprite or Seven Up. Any kind of whiskey is always with Sprite or Seven Up because I don't really like to add caffeine to alcohol. It's like counterintuitive. HD. When I was in college, it was the Incredible Hulk and Long Island Iced Tea. I don't remember the Incredible Hulk, but I like Long Island Iced Tea. It's like, uh, what is it like? It's like all of the white liquors with a splash of Coke is like a Long Island Iced Tea. I think. Uh, I have a very expensive bottle of cognac, like over $59. Last I checked, my little brother found it at a estate sale and got it for me. Oh, that's cool. HD, my coach in high school, told me about Adios MFR. Is a Long Island, but with blue curacao instead of Coke. Okay, that makes sense. Um, I love One High and Dr. Pepper. 10 High. 10 High. I don't know what 10 High is. But I've had Flamin' Dr. Pepper. That's like Bacardi 151 and something else. And then when something about lighting it on fire and blowing it out, that reaction makes it taste like Dr. Pepper or something like that. It kind of tastes like Dr. Pepper. You should try Weber Ranch vodka. Weber Ranch 1902 Blue Weber agave vodka is made using hand-selected Blue Weber agave and Jalisco, Mexico before imported into Weber Ranch distillery. And well, if it's made with blue agave, we're talking about tequila, not vodka. Like to me, if that's just cheating. If the vodka, if they call it vodka, but it's made with cactus, yeah, I'd drink that. Like cactus has character. It's like potato is bland. Don't get me wrong, I like potato, I like starch, but I mean, you add stuff to potato to make it taste like something. You just, I have, and I actually like raw potato, but it's kind of bland. I just like the crunch, but it's bland. So vodka made with potato, that's vodka to me. If it's made with cactus, agave, that's tequila. Uh, Tenai is a whiskey. It works perfectly with Dr. Pepper and enhances the flavor. It's also super cheap. Okay, that's probably why I've never tried it because, like, I'd never try cheap liquor too often. HD tequila gives me the worst hangover. HD, what tequila have you had? Like, uh, we get together. We'll. I don't know how hard it is to find, and I'll find some good tequila, but like, just like any alcohol to me, like any cheap alcohol gives me a hangover. Good tequila or good alcohol doesn't give me a hangover. Jay said, no, you have to look it up. It's from the owners of Patron after they sold the company. Look it up. Okay, but I'm just saying, to me, like they call it vodka. They can call it vodka, but if you put agave cactus in it. It's to me, it's tequila. PK, you want a fully loaded vodka, bacon, sour cream, chives, cheese. LOL. Yeah, that's like you go to drive through a McDonald's and you say, I'll have a vodka, please. And they said, this is McDonald's. Like, oh, I'm sorry, give me a McVodka. HD, you got to hydrate. HD said, I've had Patron. Yeah, and Patron is what a lot of people think is good tequila, but it's no different than Crown Royal. Like the people that think Crown Royal is good whiskey think Patron is good tequila. It's, it's, yeah, Patron is decent. It's decent. It's like Crown Royal. Like Crown Royal is a blended Canadian whiskey. It's pretty good for what it is. There's actually other blended Canadian whiskeys I like better than Crown Royal. And it's cheaper. I like Canadian Club better than Crown Royal, but that's just me. But uh, like good Canadian whiskey is like Gibson's, which they don't even export. I had a guy in Canada tell me is like, Crown Royal is the crap that we export. HD vodka that's been filtered multiple times like Grey Goose. Don't give me the hangover. Yeah, like that's what I said. Expensive alcohols, that filters out the impurities, uh, like don't give you hangovers. Not normally. Not me at least. PK, it's above the bottom shelf, but it's not great. It's pretty overpriced for the quality. Yeah, I think Patron is, and there is some high end Patron, just like Don Julio has higher end, but I think Patron has uh, like Patron Silver is like, or there's is Blanco, and it's a little bit higher than the. I'm trying to think what the. Anyway, there's different levels of tequila, and like pretty much the higher price you go, the better it is, and the less likely you're going to have a hangover. That's why I don't drink often. Another thing that helps you get from hangover PK is hydrate. That's why I drink my whiskey neat, and then I have like a glass of water beside, and I'll take a sip and enjoy the taste and the notes of the whiskey, and then I'll drink water when I'm thirsty. I don't drink alcohol when I'm thirsty. Uh, the other one I've had is Jose Cuervo. That was pretty bad. Yeah. Jose Cuervo pretty much doesn't really have a top end. There's no top end Jose. And Jose is okay for like mixing. Like I would have Jose and like a Bloody Maria, or Jose and like a Tequila Sunrise or something like that. But um, but just drinking tequila straight, no. PK says yes, hydrate. I stopped tequila at that point. Yeah, like I don't blame you. I like um, a lot of people, they've had a bad experience with an alcohol, and that's it. And you know that would be like someone eating where. What do you think is like the worst fast food hamburger? Like, um, I. But think of like the worst fast food hamburger that you had. You've went to a fast food place and you got it and it was like dried out and not good. Like if that was your first experience with a hamburger, then you might say, I don't know what all the hype is. Screw hamburgers. Yeah, I'm done with hamburgers. Uh, PK said, I'll drink for a day and a half if the party goes that long, but I drink as much water as alcohol or beer. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Like, as long as you keep drinking water. Yeah, you want cheap alcohol mix. Yeah, I would agree, McDonald's. But, like, I've had some pretty bad hamburgers at McDonald's. I've had some decent hamburgers. You know when the best time to get a hamburger from McDonald's? Okay, right after they stop cooking breakfast. Because like they're cooking the sausage patties on the grill and then they switch over and put the hamburgers, and if you can get some of those first hamburgers that's infused with the sausage grease, those are the best McDonald's hamburgers ever. If you can get a hamburger cooked in McDonald's breakfast sausage grease, fresh off the grill, hot and greasy. Now I want a hamburger. I think I might walk to McDonald's and get a hamburger. But anyway, my point is, like, you know, if your first hamburger is McDonald's, then maybe you never try like Five Guys. Like Five Guys got some pretty good hamburgers. Like I enjoy the hamburger. Some people say In-N-Out. I've never had In-N-Out. I've had Five Guys, and they're pretty good. But you guys, my battery is getting way low. I've been going on 3 hours now. I need to go get something to eat. I love the shit out of you guys, and like I'm gonna talk to you again real soon. But for now, I like Jack in the Box. Wait. There's a law. When I'm drunk as hell is the only time I would go to McDonald's. But they got rid of the dollar menu years ago, and I haven't gone since. Yeah, I used to like the dollar menu. Like Jack in the Box, I think it's good burger, better than Five Guys. I like Five Guys. Watching from Anu Dai UAE. Hey Abby, how you doing? Abu Dhabi, I mean HD. I hate that I'm going off Abby as soon as you're coming on, but I appreciate you being here. I hope you subscribe just so that I can see you again on the next live stream and find out a little bit more about you. HD, okay, have some munchies. Take care, Ray. All right, you guys. Who dat? I love you all.